Hey guys, so the next episode campaign has been announced, and to the surprise of absolutely nobody, it is Sagas from the movies. I'm sure everybody is beyond surprised. Them giving us a free-to-play Tapion and all the equipment for Sagas from the movies definitely was not a dead giveaway as to this being the next episode campaign, on top of the fact that they just cannot stop buffing this team. So this is the announcement here. A new episode campaign starts tomorrow, so their weekly reset. Episode campaign Sagas from the movie starts tomorrow. Get ready for loads of events and new characters based on Sagas from the movies. Time for some big screen fun. And of course, I assume this is going to be the login screen during this episode campaign. So we have, of course, Super Gogeta facing off against Super JANEMBA. Now, we can look at this with a few different angles here. The first angle is going to be looking at this just, pretty logically and just saying, okay, they're showing Super Gogeta and Super JANEMBA. I'm going to just go ahead and assume that the LF is going to be Super Gogeta and the Ultra is going to be Super JANEMBA. I still think there's like a 99% chance that we get an Ultra during the celebration, right? We're not going to go 0 Ultras in between Anniversary and Legends Festival. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. So I'm like 99% sure that we're going to be getting an Ultra at some point in this campaign. I mean, this is the final campaign before Legends Fest, right? Legends Fest begins on like the 24th of November next month. You guys saw my video yesterday talking about it. So this is sort of the last hurrah before Legends Festival starts, and what better way to get people to be spending their resources than giving us some really exciting and powerful units. So that's really the first one, right? You take a look at this and you're like, all right, yeah, I mean, the picture shows the Fusion Reborn characters. I'm assuming that's what we're going to be getting in terms of some of the units, right? Now, the second way to look at this is we can compare this to the title screen arts that we got for the prior 2 episode campaigns, right? So we've gotten the Frieza Saga campaign, which showed Kaioken Goku and a Final Form Frieza. Now, Final Form Frieza actually didn't even get anything besides a unique equipment, right? That the super mega old OG Final Form Frieza, the yellow one, got a unique equipment. And then they gave us a Zenkai for the green Kaioken Goku, and that was the representation for those characters on the login screen art. For the Dragon Ball Saga episode campaign, we had Kid Goku, and then behind him we had Demon King Piccolo. Now, we ended up getting, of course, an LF Kid Goku, but we got the LF Kid Goku from the Path to Power movie, which was not the version of Kid Goku that was on the art, the title screen. The Kid Goku on the art and the title screen is just from the, from Dragon Ball, not from the movie. And for that in-game representation, we got the unique equipment for Legends Road Kid Goku. And then for Demon King Piccolo, we got a free-to-play Demon King Piccolo, right? So it doesn't always necessarily correlate, this, login screen art, with the big banner summonable premium releases for the campaign. But for me, when I'm looking at this, right, this is a Sagas from the movies campaign. That's what they're talking about here. Whereas Frieza Saga, of course, the climax fight, the what everyone remembers the most about the Frieza Saga was the fight of Goku versus Frieza, right? Dragon Ball's best fight. I mean, I guess you could argue this, but most people remember Dragon Ball for Kid Goku versus Demon King Piccolo, and then the 23rd World Tournament. So this, to me, like, there are so many different moments they could have chosen from Sagas from the movies, and yet they chose this one. Whereas with Frieza Saga, I mean, yeah, sure, what they could have chose the fight between Vegeta and Zarbon to represent Frieza Saga. They could have chose the fight between Kid Goku and General Blue for the Dragon Ball Saga. Like, no, they choose what represents the sagas. But for movies, there's like an unlimited amount of things they could have chosen for this, right? Gogeta vs. JANEMBA is, of course, ridiculously hyped, but they could have chosen movie 8, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, Goku vs. Broly. They could have chose the Family Kamehameha versus Broly. They could have chose the Cooler movie, Super Saiyan Goku versus Cooler. They could have chose Goku and Vegeta versus Metal Cooler. They could have chose Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks versus Android 13. They could have chose Spirit Bomb Absorbed Goku versus Android 13. They could have chose Dragon Fist Goku. They could have done Resurrection F splash image here. They could have done a superhero splash image here. So to me, the fact that they chose the Fusion Reborn image here of Super Gogeta and Super Janemba, this to me is a bit more indicative of what we're going to get for the movie saga, as opposed to what we saw for the Frieza saga and Dragon Ball saga, because like those were the iconic fights of those sagas. But for movies, there's a million things they could have chosen, right? And they chose this one seemingly for a reason. I mean, I guess it could technically just be like, you know, green Super Gogeta gets a Zenkai, and then maybe like red Janemba gets a Zenkai or something like that. Or what if they gave Ultra Super Gogeta unique equipment, like a specific unique equipment for him, and they gave us a Zenkai for red Janemba? They could do that too. I'm not completely ruling that out, but to me, this is a bit more telling than the past episode campaigns in terms of what we see on the login screen art here. So I am expecting to get some sort of new summonable Gogeta and new summonable Janemba. I think Janemba is a bit more locked in, just because we haven't gotten a Janemba. Let me actually just go pull this up real quick. The last Janemba we had, I'm pretty sure it's Red Janemba, right? Red Janemba, who's a pre-second anniversary release. Let's see. Janemba. Look at this. So this purple Janemba was a, I think it was October of 2019 when that guy came. Was it? 1 second. Let me see if I can. Does this have like the banners associated with the characters? This is a of course, this is a pre-first anniversary character that came out next to Red Super Gogeta. This guy came out after the first anniversary, but before the second anniversary. And I'm pretty sure this EX Janemba was a first anniversary character, right? I think. Maybe he was second. I don't remember. He might have been a second anniversary. No, I think it was first. I think this was a first anniversary character, this Janemba. Yeah, so post second anniversary, we've not gotten a Super Janemba or any Janemba at all. So there's definitely a need for this guy to get representation. And at this point, I am pretty confident that they're going to be giving us an Ultra version of Super Janemba. I think an Ultra Super Janemba at the end of this month is very, very likely. So that sort of leaves us with the LF for the campaign, because I think what's probably going to happen this campaign is we're probably going to end up getting an LF and an Ultra. I don't really think they're going to give us a Mega Rising banner. I mean, I guess they could potentially, but I think LF plus Ultra is much more likely at this point. And just for them to capitalize off of the Fusion Reborn movie, I think is most likely what they're going to do, but we'll see. So in terms of scheduling, there's a few things we could talk about. So right now, it is October 10th, a Tuesday. Tomorrow is the 11th, which is weekly reset. Now, of course, we're in the second week of October. The times that Legends typically likes to release banners, they almost never release banners during the first week of each month. That's just literally, I don't think I can remember a single banner that came out the first week of a month. Let me see if I can pull up the summon screen here, and we can take a look at some of the old banners we've received. All right, let's see. I'm talking about LF characters. Okay, when was Namek Goku? When did he come out? Is Kid Goku in here? He might still be. Was he still active? That Kid Goku banner? Really, it is still active. Okay. So let's pull up all these LF banners. So Namek Goku came out on the 30th, so the end of the month. Cell came out on the 26th, which is kind of close to the end of the month. Kid Goku came out on the 13th, which I guess would sort of correspond with this week. But, I mean, you guys can take a look and scroll through the banners here, and you're not really going to find a banner throughout the entirety of this game that came out during the first week of a month. They just don't do it. And if we want to specifically talk about Ultras, and by the way, when I say they don't release banners during the first week of the month, I mean banners with new characters on them. Like, of course, like we have like rerun banners. Like this Ultra Hit banner came out on the 6th of September. We have this Kid Buu rerun that came out on the 4th of August, right? They do rerun banners, and banners that have characters that are not new they come back during the first month of the first day of each month or the first week of each month. But we don't see like banners featuring new units really ever released during the first week of the month. And look at this. We have the the Boo Duo banner, which came out on the 12th, which again is what this week would be. So I think there's two options. There's two options here that we're currently facing. There is shop and summon maintenance tomorrow, which doesn't really mean a whole lot, but it does give a little bit of credence to there potentially being a release tomorrow. If we are going to be getting like a new banner tomorrow featuring like an LF character, which I think is what we would get, then I'm recording this video at 8:30 p.m. They typically show off, you know, LFs and reveal LFs the day before at 11 p.m. So by the time you guys are watching this video, within the next 2 hours, if there is no announcement, then there's probably not going to be a new banner tomorrow. But I think there's two options. Either we get a banner tomorrow, or it's going to be next week, right? Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the LF comes out this week or next week, and then so they almost always release ultras at the end of each month. That's usually how ultra banners work. The 31st of October, which of course the last day of this month, it falls on a Tuesday, and I don't think I can pull this up, but this is the same exact situation that we saw with Ultra Hit's original banner. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here we are. This is the initial release of Ultra Hit in the game. He came out on January 31st, which is actually a Tuesday, but they specifically pushed the release on the 31st because it was the last day of the month, and we see a similar thing with Kid Buu. Kid Buu came out on April 30th, which is, or it was a Sunday. A Sunday afternoon is when this Kid Buu came out. So we have a lot of precedent for them to push these Ultra characters the last day of the month, regardless of what day regardless of what month that day falls. Oh, sorry, regardless of what day that day falls on. So if it's a Wednesday, which is typical, again, weekly resets on Wednesday, then sure, they're going to do it. But if the last day of the month tends to fall on a Thursday, or if it happens to fall on a Tuesday or a Monday, they're going to push the character on the last day of the month because that's seemingly the method that works for them. So I think what we could see if we don't get the LF this week is an LF next week, which would be the 18th. And then I'm pretty confident. I'm like 95 to 100% confident that we're going to be getting an Ultra, most likely Super JANEMBA, on the 31st, which would be a Tuesday. That's what I'm thinking here. So it's just going to depend on when the LF comes out. I'm not really sure about that. Again, there's two choices. It's tomorrow or 8 days from now. But I think, again, there is something pointing to tomorrow with the maintenance here. We got summon and shop maintenance, and it has been a while since we've really gotten like anything worth summoning on. I mean, the last banner that was actually decent was this, right? Of course, the Legends Mega Rising World Tournament Deathmatch. But the last banner worth summoning on was this Kid Goku banner, because I mean, it just has some good value, right? Android, it's not bad. Kid Goku, of course, is very good, and even though Master Roshi's not the greatest character ever, he still has a pretty good Z ability with his HP. And 3 new characters on the banner, it's not bad value. This banner goes away on the 18th, and then this banner goes away on the 19th. Yeah, and then next week the reset is on the 18th. Namek Goku, let me just check when his banner went away on the 27th. Yeah, so Namek Goku's banner still had 2 weeks before it went away when this Kid Goku's banner came out, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I mean, that's really what we're looking at here. Either tomorrow, and if it is going to be tomorrow, then we should see a preview of the new character in 2 hours from now. Or if it's next week, then that's fine as well. But I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting an Ultra at the end of this month on Tuesday, October 31st. So mark your calendars for that. Let me know what you guys think of the Sagas from the Movies campaign. Who do you guys want to see from this? Let me know down below, and I will see you guys all in the next one.